Hey guys, my name's Chris. Most people don't know what To Write Love on Our Arms is. I'm actually wearing their jackets. They're wearing their jacket and their shirt. It says Love is a Movement and then Twila. It's like an anti-depression, suicide kind of thing. Kind of let people know that there is hope out there. I just recently got out of the hospital for attempting to commit suicide, and my friend Justin told me about To Write Love on Our Arms, and I went and checked it out, read the thing, went to the forums, read some of their stuff, and it just completely moved me. And now my MySpace profile is completely decked out with To Write Love in Our Arms pictures and my backgrounds, all about that stuff. I posted their entire vision and story in my blog. I just think it's a very moving thing, and everybody should really kind of look into it because everybody has depression problems every once in a while, and no matter how much you say you don't, you always will. And I thought I would read the vision and the mission statement because I mean, some people don't really want to read all that stuff. Sometimes they understand it better when it's being read to them, or I don't know, just to kind of let people know that I care about it too, and let people know that it should be cared about, because it's a serious thing. Like me, I tried to overdose. I ended up sitting in a hospital, not a hospital, but yeah, a mental hospital for a while, and it wasn't fun. It was terrible, and it was stupid for me to ever even think about doing. So I think it should be something that you should all look into, and it's not. They're not trained professionals. They're not. They're just regular people that are trying to help other people. So it's not like, I mean, you're going to a psychiatrist or something. When you come to this website, you're talking to regular people that have their own issues, and you can just go and talk to people. Like, they have chat rooms and stuff. You can go talk to people about what's going on and tell your story. Let them know what's going on. Let people know that you have problems, and you can read about other people's problems and stuff, and kind of figure everything out. I think it was really helpful. You may not, but I think you should really look into it. I'm gonna read the mission statement and stuff that's actually from the website. It's in my blog. I copied it and pasted it in my blog. I'm gonna read it, and I think you guys should really look into it. The mission statement: To Write Love on Our Arms is a nonprofit movement dedicated to presenting hope and finding help for people struggling with depression, addiction, self-injury, and suicide. Twila exists to encourage, inform, inspire, and also to invest directly into treatment and recovery. The vision. The vision is that we actually believe these things. You were created to love and be loved. You were meant to live life in a relationship with other people, to know and be known. You need to know that your story is important and that you're part of a bigger story. You need to know that your life matters. We live in a difficult world, a broken world. A broken world. My friend Byron is very smart. He says that life is hard for most people most of the time. We believe that everyone can relate to pain, that all of us live with questions. We believe that everyone can relate to pain, that all of us live with questions, and all of us get stuck in moments. You need to know that you're not alone in places you feel stuck. We all make the human condition. We wake to mystery and beauty, but also to tragedy and loss. Millions of people live with problems of pain. Millions of homes are filled with questions, moments, and seasons and cycles that come as thieves and aim to stay. We know that pain is very real. It is our privilege to suggest that hope is real and that help is real. We need to know that rescue is possible, that freedom is possible, that God is still in the business of redemption. We're seeing it happen. We're seeing lives change as people get the help they need. People sitting across from a counselor for the first time, people stepping into treatment in desperate moments, people calling a suicide hotline. We know that the first step to recovery is the hardest to take. We want to say that we want to say here that it's worth it, that your life is worth fighting for, that it is possible to change. Beyond treatment, we believe that community is essential, that people need other people, that we were never meant to do life alone. The vision is that community and help would replace secrets and silence. The vision is people putting down guns and blades and bottles. The vision is that we can reduce the suicide rate in America and around the world. The vision is that we would learn what it means to love our friends, and that we would love ourselves enough to get the help we need. The vision is better endings. The vision is the restoration of broken families and broken relationships. The vision is people finding life, finding freedom, finding love. The vision is graduation, a Super Bowl, a wedding, a child, a sunrise. The vision is people becoming incredible parents, people breaking cycles, making changes. The vision is the possibility that that your best days are ahead. The vision is the possibility that we're more loved than we'll ever know. The vision is hope, and hope is real. You're not alone, and this is not the end of your story. The beginning. This began as an attempt to tell a story and a way to help a friend in spring 2006. The story and the life it represented were both things of contrast: pain and hope, addiction and sobriety, regret and the possibility of freedom. The story's title, "To Write Love in Our Arms," was also a goal, believing that a better life was possible. We started selling t-shirts as a way to pay for our friend's treatment, and we made a MySpace page to give the whole thing a home. Our friends in Switchfoot and Aberlin were among the first to wear these shirts. In the days that followed, we learned quickly that the story we're telling represented people everywhere. We began to hear from people in need of help, and others asking what they could do to help their friends. We heard from people who had lost loved ones to suicide. Many said that these were questions that they had never asked, and parts of their story they had never shared. Others were honest in a different way, confessing these were issues they knew little or nothing about. It seemed we had stumbled upon a bigger story and a conversation that needed to be had. Over the last two and a half years, we responded to 8,000 messages from people in 40 different countries. We've had the opportunity to bring the conversation and a message of hope and help to concerts, universities, festivals, and churches. We've learned that these are not American issues, not white issues or emo issues. These are issues of humanity, problems of pain, and that affect millions of people around the world. We've learned that 2 out of 3 people who struggle with depression never seek help, and that untreated depression is the leading cause of suicide. In America alone, it is estimated that 19 million people live with depression, and suicide is the third leading cause of death among those 18 to 24-year-old people. The good news is that depression is very treatable, that a very real hope exists. And in the face of these issues, we've met people who are getting the help they need, sitting across from a counselor for the first time, stepping into treatment, or reaching out to a suicide hotline in a desperate moment. Okay, that was the vision and the story and all that stuff. I just want you to know, I'm just a regular kid. I'm from Florida. I mean, I'm moving to Pennsylvania this Sunday, but that doesn't matter. I'm a regular kid who had experienced depression issues since I was really young. I just got out of a hospital for attempting suicide. I know what it's like to be there. I've had my own issues, but my issues are never really big, and I don't think anybody really has really bad issues that can't be helped. Some people say, "Oh, you can't help me. There's no help. It's pointless to try and help me. Don't try and save me. It's all over." Well, the truth is it's never over, and there's always help. Whether it's from your parents or a suicide hotline or anybody, a friend, a family member, it doesn't really matter. Just talking to somebody sometimes helps. Or maybe talking to somebody won't help. Maybe just talking to yourself. Sitting down and really thinking about what really you have in life. I mean, think about the good things you have in life, and if you can't think of any good things, make some up. Try and make a good thing. I mean, go do something that you could live with. I mean, make yourself like life. And as much as people will say life sucks, life's terrible, there's no point in living life, there's always a point, because at the end, you'll know that you lived it happy, and if you end it too short, you'll realize after you end it that it wasn't what you really wanted. And I'm coming up to 10 minutes on this. I'm going to only make it 10 minutes long. I don't want you guys sitting around forever waiting. But basically what I'm trying to say is there's always hope. There's always help. Just never give up. There's no point in committing suicide, because you're just going to end up unhappy in the end. And even if you are really unhappy in life, there's other people that do love you and other people that want you to stay here. It's not all about you hate life and life sucks, I'm always treated bad, because, I mean, as much as you think, yeah, you're treated terrible, a lot of times you're really not. A lot of times, like, somebody will hurt you just to make you happy, or even makes you unhappy. They're just hurting you to keep you safe or something. I'm just basically trying to say that don't ever give up. Always think about your options, and if you need to call a suicide hotline, go to a counselor, go to the counselor, and it's going to be at 10 minutes, so